Now once again, with deep gratitude, we shall offer our Nama flowers at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. It is so easy to pluck a flower from a tree or a plant and offer it at his feet. The tree or plant goes into a lot of trouble, a lot of preparation to make one flower. Now all that we do is pluck it so easily and offer it and call it puja. But to offer, to be able to sing the name and that with other people and offer it as Nama flower is true puja. It's much more than a flower puja. Always, when we sing the name alone, it's one thing. But when you sing the same name with 100 other people, it is at once offering 100 namas in the place of one nama. So each one gets the benefit of 100 namas. It's just like the volume is so low when one person sings, when 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, more and more. You know how the volume is, how it gets louder and louder. And each one could hear the loudest nama. And so it is with the energy of the nama, the benefit of the nama. Instead of getting the benefit of one nama, when you sing with 1,000 people, you get for every single nama that you sing the benefit of 1,000 namas. Please do not take it casually. I am telling you the truth. Bhagwan, when we were in Sannidhi Street house once, he went inside and brought out a book by Sivarama Swami. In every page, every sentence, it's only the benefit of the Nama. The book is in Hindi, and he made me read it out to him. And there it was repeatedly said, it repeatedly spoke about the benefit of singing the name with other people. And we are doing it in the powerful shrine of Bhagwan. And you people have joined, even there in your drawing room. It is Bhagwan's shrine. So knowing this, let us feel grateful to Bhagwan. We could have found 100 excuses for not being able to sing. We could be very busy with this and that of life. And instead, by His grace, we are able to sit in one place and sing the name. A huge benefit. And let's offer grateful pranams at His feet. Repeatedly, we have been seeing how the grace of Bhagwan works so intelligently in different circumstances to different people. Here today again we see 1 or 2 incidents in the lives of His devotees. Thousands of lives he had touched in depth. And his Nama touched millions of people. It's no exaggeration. To my surprise, I have found people from different quarters, unexpected corners of the world, unexpected quarters of the nation and other countries. They might be the devotees of other deities, other gurus, but I found them chanting Bhagavan's name for the simple reason that it benefits them. I remember once, repeatedly every year, year after year after year, some French people would come. They were honored as gendarmes, devotees, and they would come all the way from France, stay at the ashram for 10 days. And they would assemble here in the Pradhan Mandir at about 5:45, exactly, and start singing the name at 6 o'clock, and they would go on and on and on, in unison. There was such a discipline. They wouldn't talk to each other, and they sang together in one voice. They went round and round and round. They wouldn't even sit easily. So day after day after day, and year after year, I found them coming, staying for 10 days, and going back. And then one day I asked them, how is that they had a different guru, and they were coming here to chant his name? They said their guru, Shri advised them to come here and also to Ananda Ashram to sing the name, because singing the name Yogi Ramsuratkumar helps them in the path prescribed by their guru. It gave them that momentum that they badly needed in their progress. Well, it was no surprise to me when they said it, because we all have seen the benefit of the chanting of the name, how powerful it is, packed with power. Now, here today we shall see another aspect. To write songs on Bhagwan, how it benefits. We've been singing the name, remembering him, remembering the Leelas, and every time we did that, we benefited. Now today, you would see how Bhagwan blessed somebody to write on him, to write a song on him, and how it benefited. Anything connected with the divine would definitely bring a jet of blessings. And here is one incident. Shri Sivarama Krishna Iyer of Tapovanam, a Tahsildar, who was a devotee of Shri Gnananandagiri Swami, and I believe he saw Bhagwan as early as 64. And then it's only after 68 he began to visit Tirukovilur, Tapovanam, often, and there he ran into Yogi Ramsuratkumar Swami. There were many, many incidents he has written elaborately about. We shall single out one incident and see how it is different from others. Once, Shri Ramakrishna Iyer, he had a guru before he came to Shri Gnanananda Swami. It's a place called Pasumalai. And there they had built a temple for Lord Muruga, and the Kumbabhishekam was to be done. He took blessings. He came all the way to Tirukovilur and took blessings of Shri Gnananandagiri Swami. And yet, when he went back, he was very worried about the performance of the function. On the previous day night to Kumbabhishekam, when he and the other members of the committee became very anxious about the next day's function, the next day morning, just before the Kumbabhishekam started, Shri Sivarama Krishna Iyer saw Bhagwan climbing up the steps. So many of the steps, so many steps were there, and Bhagwan, he suddenly found Bhagwan climbing up and coming towards them. Bhagwan even said, "Look, Sivarama Krishna Iyer, you did not invite this beggar, but this beggar is here promptly. Father wants this beggar to be here now." And after that they became so happy. They all relaxed and the function went on in a very grand manner. That's when Sivarama Krishna Iyer understood what a Mahatma was. They had no ego. Bhagwan did not wait for the invitation. He just went there. Wherever the help was needed, he was found there spontaneously. Another time, Shri Sivarama Krishna Iyer suffered from a terrible stomachache. He was literally unable to do anything, and he wanted some relief from Bhagwan. At the time, Swami Gnananandagiri had attained Mahasamadhi, and he was drawn to Yogi Ramsuratkumar for guidance and protection, for the solutions of his problems. At that time, because of his stomachache, he was unable to come to Tiruvannamalai. So when his brother's daughter, Lalitha, and her son, and his brother, so the three of them were coming to Bhagwan, so he sent word to Lalitha, to Bhagwan, to send some Prasad. After listening to Lalitha, Bhagwan said, "Oh, he wants some Prasad. All right. This beggar would dictate something. Will you write it down?" And then Bhagwan spoke. "Jayatu, Jayatu, 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 Ramsuratkumar Yogi, Ramsuratkumar Yogi." Lalitha wrote it down, and then Bhagwan said, "You give it to Sivarama Krishna Iyer. Ask him to complete the song. That would take care of it." And then he even made sure that these people would go there, hand it over to Sivarama Krishna Iyer, and then only go back to Chennai. So when that was handed over to Sivarama Krishna Iyer, he was very disappointed, very upset. He expected an apple or a plantain or even a sugar candy, but all that arrived was a small paper, a paper bit in which Jayatu, Jayatu was written. He just couldn't understand what was happening, and he just put it aside without paying much attention. And anyway, it was a small paper. The next day, he took the paper and looked at it again. The paper was so small, where could he write? And what could he write? He put it down. And again, the evening, he took it up. The same thing happened. The next day, when he took it up, this time he took another paper and a pen and was about to attempt, after praying to Bhagwan, and suddenly some words formed of their own accord. And then he started. When he started, his hand started moving, word after word poured in. And very soon, within minutes, he completed 27 couplets. How was this possible? After his prayer to Bhagwan, when he attempted, it simply flowed. And he found, to his wonder and delight, even after the first couplet, the pain started to go down. The pain started to decrease. And it became lesser and lesser. And finally, when he completed the last sentence, he disappeared altogether. That's when he understood anything from the hand of Bhagwan is wonderful prasad. So Bhagwan played this Leela this time. So those of us who are able to write poems on Bhagwan would stand to benefit by this story. If any devotee should attempt, when they are suffering from some disease or the other, try it and see what happens. Bhagwan had often said, when he blessed somebody in a certain situation, in a certain way, it would not be confined to that person alone. It's meant for all those people who are in similar situations, that he could never do anything small. Another time, again he was suffering from some kidney problem, some urinary infection and all. Now this time, he did not even send anybody to Bhagwan. He simply sat and wrote 5 poems. He named it Stuti Panchakam. And to his great delight and surprise, the disease went away and he became free of that. His brother's daughter, Lalitha, her son Prasanna Kumar, she came with him when he was going to write his 12th examination. She wanted blessings from Bhagwan. And her father, Ganesan, he was helping Sadhu Rangarajanji in the Ram Nam movement. So Bhagwan always paid special attention to him whenever he came. So in 2000, when she came here to take blessings for her father was going to have cataract operation. Son was going to write his 12th. She came. There was absolutely no way to get near him. So she didn't know what to do, and she was praying and praying and praying inside. And I happened to pass by. Immediately, she made a gesture. She whispered to me that she wanted Bhagwan's blessings. And I knew her father Ganesan had come, and then Bhagwan would always bless him. And so I went and told Bhagwan, and Bhagwan called them immediately. She says after those blessings, of course she didn't go near, she sent only her father and son. Bhagwan raised both his hands up and blessed them. She found her eyes filling up. After that, when he passed that examination, he had very good marks, a very high percentage. And now the next step was to apply in some college for some course. They chose engineering. And they had applied to only one college. Now the difficulty started. They belonged to the Brahmin caste, the forward community, and the people said, many people came and said, there was only minimal chance for him. Though there was counseling, the chances are minimal for him to get into any college inside Chennai. They could not afford to send him away from Chennai, so she very much wanted admission in Chennai. You know what she did? When everybody said there was absolutely no way he could get into any of those colleges in Chennai, she was working as a steno in a company. She took 1 month leave and started chanting the name, just for this, for the admission of her son. She was chanting all the time, praying to Bhagavan for admission in one of the Chennai colleges. In the meantime, her husband was taunting. He was making fun of them, saying, "What are you people doing? You have applied only to one college and there is no chance that you would get into it." Which means he cannot study this 1 year. He would be wasting it. The taunt sometimes became too much that once she reacted violently. There was Bhagwan's picture there, and she was chanting day after day after day after day, so vigorously, so intensely and soulfully. And when he mocked her husband, suddenly she found herself screaming at the top of her voice, "I say, Yogi Ramsuratkumar," the husband was taunting her, saying, "You think your Bhagwan, Yogi Ramsuratkumar, would come to Chennai and get him admission into one of the local colleges? You foolish people." And she could bear it no more. She screamed at the top of her voice, "What do you think? Yogi Ramsuratkumar will come to Chennai and give him admission in one of the colleges. You will see." She vowed. And then she intensified her Nama chanting even more. And in August 2000, Bhagwan went to Shri Rangabhashyam clinic, Dr. Rangabhashyam's clinic, for his treatment. He went all the way to Chennai. He was admitted in the hospital, and these people came to know that Bhagwan had truly come to Chennai. So the first part of her promise had come true. But the second part, the most difficult part, according to them, of course she wouldn't stop her chanting, and soon they came to know through one of the devotees of Bhagavan that one lady doctor's husband was close to the chairman of the college where he had applied. And what was more, this lady doctor was coming to see Bhagwan in Dr. Rangabhashyam's clinic. Immediately, she and her husband and the son, they rushed there, met this lady doctor, put forth their problem, and immediately the lady doctor said, "Of course, my husband knows the chairman of this giant college. He is there at home now. Please go there immediately and I'll ring up and tell my husband." So happily they went there, and the chairman promised, and after that the counseling took place, and true to his word, the chairman gave this boy a seat which would have cost 55,000 for him. He gave it for 26,000 rupees because that was the fees he had to pay for the whole year. And you can imagine how happy Lalitha was, how Bhagavan proved. After chanting so much of Nama, she said something uncontrollably, and that came to pass. This is the kind of tapas we need to get a prayer fulfilled. We have had several experiences from devotees. Any prayer, it may sound very impossible in the circumstances, but still, if we keep that prayer at his feet and start chanting and writing until the prayer is fulfilled. So far, many impossibles had become possible by this. So again and again we come across these incidents. Nothing about Bhagwan ever goes waste, and definitely not the Nama. Even remembering his coconut shell, remembering his hand fan, remembering any gesture of his, any experience that we had with him in person or somebody's experience will bring forth a downpour of blessings. Because as we live our life, there are unexpected challenges. Life is always filled with challenges, joys and sorrows. Even while playing our role in life, we have to move towards God. God is the goal of life. No matter in what walk of life we are, what role we have to play in our life, all this, every event of life, every detail of everybody's life is meant for this, for remembrance of God. Our Bhagwan had repeatedly said, it's while remembering God you are truly living. Whenever you get busy with the world, whenever you get busy with your life, worldly life, forgetting God, please know that you are dead. Because you are not serving the purpose of life. So repeatedly he said, remembrance of God, remembrance of God, remember God, remember God. Do not forget God. He would repeat again and again. Right from the time we get up in the morning, the whole day is ahead, and you find yourself in bed alive. Isn't that a wonder? Anything could have happened in the night, and we find ourselves living. You find yourself breathing. Now that is a miracle. That is a definite grace. And what is more, you are still able to see, you are still able to hear, you can get down from the bed, you can walk about freely just like the previous day. Anything could have happened in the night. Isn't that grace? And you have the whole day ahead. Every work, every action that you come across, every word that you speak to people around, every detail of your life, everyday life matters. And if we could only connect our every thought, every word, every action with God, we would have lived the whole day in God. But how do we connect it? Just keep thanking God for all the blessings that you get. God, I have woken up alive. I thank you for it. And chant the name and go about work. If you are cooking, think that you are cooking for the sake of Bhagwan. And after cooking the food, you just have to make a gesture towards Bhagwan's photo, saying, Bhagwan, all this is for you. Please bless this so that my people would eat it as your Prasad. And this would promote the sattvic nature of people who take this food. Every work that you do at home is for him. Make your home a temple for your Gurudev, an ashram. And every work that you do, say, I'm doing it for Bhagwan. I'm keeping this room, I'm keeping this house clean for the sake of Bhagwan. I'm cooking for the sake of Bhagwan. I'm serving food to Bhagwan in all these people, to Bhagwan in my husband, to Bhagwan in my children. So the whole day, whatever you do it for the sake of Bhagwan. You have lived a beautiful day in God. And all those men who have to go out to work in offices, please know that everything in the cosmos belongs to God, including your company, your office. So when you enter the office or the company, think that I am entering His office. And the work, whatever work I have to do here in this office, is His work. So as soon as you go to your seat, just for a second, you tell yourself and tell Bhagwan, Bhagwan, this office is yours and this work is yours. Here I am doing this work for your sake. Kindly accept it as my seva to you. And then you get completely absorbed in the work. It doesn't matter if you don't think of Him. But at the end of the day, when you leave the office, just for a second, you tell Him, Bhagwan, whatever work I have done, it is your work, this is your office. Kindly accept it as my puja to you. So the office work, the entire office work becomes puja. God will accept it, Bhagwan will accept it. Because I heard Bhagwan prescribe this to some people. When people complained, oh, we are going to work, we have to start at 6:30 in the morning and we come back home only at 9:30. Where is the time for thinking of God? And Bhagwan prescribed this. Think that whatever you do, you are doing for the sake of this dirty beggar in Tiruvannamalai. My Father will see to the rest. Your whole day will become an offering to me. So this is the way to go about our daily life in God. And that Bhagwan, who has taught us all this so graciously, is here in front of us. Let us offer our today's prayers at His feet. Bhagwan, kindly free the entire humanity from this virulent virus, from the grip of this virus, and bring back normalcy everywhere. And the panic is worse than the disease. Kindly uproot it and stop the disease, the spread of the diseases, and enter the medicine. Haven't you often said, the medicine itself does not cure. It is the presence of your Father in the medicine that cures. Bhagwan, please enter this vaccine so that it does its work of killing the virus. And all those sevaks who were fighting the disease at the very risk of their life in order to save other lives, please give them protection and all-round welfare. And the economy needs your grace very badly. Please give a huge lift to it and support all the measures towards its improvement. Above all, let us remember your name, knowing that Remembering your name is remembering God, and remembering God is truly living in God. And if you don't remember, we are dead. And Bhagavan, whatever work we do, let us be grateful to you for all the blessings we have been enjoying, and to go about our daily life with your thought as an offering to you, as a fine instrument in your hands. Jai Yogi Ramsuratkumar.